Welcome to the Footcast. Every culture, every nation has a concept of home, a place of origin, a land of ancestors. But what if I told you that this concept, for every single human being on this planet, regardless of nationality, skin color, or language, points to the very same place? We are all, in the most profound biological sense, African. So why do we call Africa our home country? The answer is written in our genes, etched in our fossils, and woven into the epic story of human survival and migration. The most direct evidence lies in the ground. The oldest fossils that are unquestionably part of the human family tree have all been found in Africa. Let's take a journey back in time. Sahelanthropus chidensis, found in Chad, dating back 7 million years, shows features that suggest it walked upright. Australopithecus afarensis, like the famous Lucy from Ethiopia at 3.2 million years old, clearly walked on 2 legs. The earliest members of our own genus, Homo habilis, appear in East Africa around 2.8 million years ago, crafting the first stone tools. Critically, these fossils form an unbroken chain only in Africa. For millions of years, while our ancestral cousins were evolving and diversifying across Africa, the rest of the world had no hominins. The stage was set on one continent. If fossils are the family photo album, then our DNA is the detailed, written family history. And this history points overwhelmingly to an African origin. The most compelling genetic evidence comes from our mitochondrial DNA, passed down from mother to child, and Y-chromosome DNA, passed from father to son. By studying the mutation rates of this DNA, scientists have traced all living humans back to a common ancestor. Mitochondrial Eve, not the first woman, but the most recent common female ancestor of all humans alive today. She lived in Africa roughly 150,000 to 200,000 years ago. Y-chromosome Adam, the most recent common male ancestor, who also lived in Africa around the same time. Furthermore, the genetic diversity within African populations is staggeringly greater than in the rest of the world combined. Think of it this way. When a small group left Africa, they took only a small sample of the total genetic variation with them. The highest level of genetic difference on Earth is between 2 indigenous African groups. The entire rest of the world's population represents just a subset of African diversity. Africa is the original library. The rest of us are just photocopies of a few pages. So, if we all started in Africa, how did we end up everywhere else? The prevailing model is the out-of-Africa migration, which occurred around 60,000 to 80,000 years ago. A small band of Homo sapiens, probably numbering in the thousands, crossed from northeastern Africa into the Arabian Peninsula. From there, they began an incredible journey that would see their descendants reach the far corners of the globe. They followed coastlines to India, Southeast Asia, and eventually Australia. They moved north into the Middle East, Central Asia, and Europe. They crossed the Bering Land Bridge into the Americas, reaching the tip of South America. At every step, they adapted, innovated, and eventually replaced other hominins like the Neanderthals in Europe and Denisovans in Asia. But the genetic signature of that original African population remained the bedrock of their identity. Calling Africa our home country is not just a scientific fact, it's a powerful unifying concept. It redefines our understanding of race, ethnicity, and nationality. The superficial differences we see today, skin color, hair type, eye shape, are recent adaptations. They are the branches of the family tree, but the roots are all the same. When we look at the people of Scandinavia, of China, of Brazil, and of the indigenous Americas, we are looking at distant cousins whose ancestors all walked the same sun-baked savannas of East Africa. We are all the descendants of the ultimate survivors, a species that faced extinction events, climatic shifts, and incredible odds, and persevered. Africa is our home country because it is the land where we learned to walk upright, where we first shaped stone into tools, where we developed the complex social bonds that define us, and where the spark of human consciousness first flickered into life. It is the birthplace of our species, Homo sapiens. To acknowledge this is not to diminish our diverse cultures and histories, but to celebrate the most fundamental truth of our existence, that we are a single, global family on a long journey from a shared home. Our story is one of incredible diversity born from a common source, and that source will always be Africa. Thank you for joining us on the Footcast for this profound journey back to our collective home. If this story of our shared origins moved you, please help us grow our community by subscribing to the channel. We're on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers to continue exploring the stories that connect all of humanity. What other deep connections should we explore? The lost kingdoms of Africa? The science of human skin color? Let us know in the comments. Share this video far and wide and remind everyone that no matter where we are all ultimately coming home.